All right, Katherine, I don't even know how to possibly explain the magic that has just begun here in the WJBC studios. Happy Friday to us.
This is the excitement that we get every Friday when Epiphany Farms comes in. They
I
spoil us.
I know Scott Miller will come back next week, but that doesn't mean I won't visit every Friday when I know that Epiphany Farms is stopping by. Chef Stu is in studio. Stu Hummel, who I've been watching be a talented food fiesta man forever here in this community, and he brought flame and a bunch of, well, I don't even know yet, because right now it's all still plasticized and in there. Can you give me I know you're still setting up, and feel free to just yell at the microphone from wherever you are. Can you give us a hint at what you're starting to prepare?
Well, I brought some snacks today. This is to represent Epiphany Farms in true fashion. This is how we do the pop-up kitchen. So we're going to warm up a little. I brought some pumpkin bread, which is an item that's like in our banquet menu. It's on our dinner menu at Epiphany. It's on the brunch menu. Little pork belly, some eggs. I think it's going to be all right.
I have no idea how much I love pork belly by a man who knows how to make pork belly.
It's so amazing.
It's one of my favorite things that I've never cooked in the world because I didn't think I was good enough to do pork belly. You have to know what you're doing, Stu. I know it comes naturally to you, but for the rest of us, we watch a lot of stuff on TV and then fail. All right?
Well, I'm going to give you a demo here today.
Okay.
So you can just go home and repeat.
And when it comes to Epiphany Farms, I have an important couple of questions while you are putting this all together. First off, I saw not too long ago on your Instagram page that y'all were making homemade marshmallows. And as this is the time of year where I want a cup of hot cocoa and homemade marshmallows, is that still a thing?
It's a thing. It's always been a thing, and it always will be a thing.
Yes.
Okay. If you didn't know it was a thing, do you still also have the homemade vodka, which is amazing?
That's kind of a collaboration that we have with another company up in Chicago that we essentially supply the grains and they do the distillation.
But the next time I go into Epiphany Farms Restaurant at the front, can I buy myself a bottle of it?
Yeah, it's called CheFarmer vodka, which is a trademark term.
Oh.
CheFarmer, one part chef, one part farmer.
Pro tip here, Katherine, when everybody on a Sunday morning is doing their breakfast mimosa over at Epiphany's, I just went straight to the screwdriver version, and it was fantastic.
Just ask him to serve
I
in a
love pro
champagne
tips.
glass.
Right.
They'll know.
Pro tip, with a flight of bacon. That's a gotta have it. All right, and this time of year, you know, I am still desperate for you to open up another restaurant close to where I moved. Do we have an ETA for that just yet?
No.
Right, so there's no headlines there.
Don't pressure me.
Some of us aren't traveling abroad like
That's
others.
Right. Hey, yeah. Since Ken is gone, what can we talk about that he shouldn't know about? Because I know he's
he's
having a great time in Korea. And Ken, we do love you. I appreciate what he teaches us on social media during his food travels. But does that mean you're head honcho in charge while he be off?
Yeah, I mean we pass the torch around, so there's a lot of delegation, but we're all having a lot of fun. We have a really, really strong team right now, maybe 200 deep, and 24 managers, something like that, for all the respective outlets.
The people in the grown-up world of hospitality are now all coming towards Bloomington Normal to study with you all. You guys have achieved a reputation that you not only are fantastic farmers and chefs, but now you're showing other people how to be just like you.
Well, it's all about the training and education and inspiration.
Now, in this modern world, does that mean you don't have any job openings, or maybe you'd like us to advertise that you could still use a server or two?
I do. We do group interviews every week.
Okay.
And the turnover is very high in this industry, as it is on the farm as well. That's something that we're trying to circumvent.
Okay.
So each week, yesterday I did group interview. There was 8 individuals that attended, say 50 weeks out of the year. Times 8, so 400 people a year continue to apply, and it's like they're coming from all over the United States as well as locally
Well,
to come on board. It's super cool.
Yeah, that you're getting people just from outside.
Yeah, they're all coming in.
Not just my 19-year-old son who comes in. It's like, I like to bust your tables, you know.
We have all types for sure.
You've got some
We have an army.
high-end celebrities that all want to come see how this all works. I'm a huge regular at the Old Bank in Leroy in the summertime because that's where we camp. And so we're like, yeah, I don't want to, we're going to go Old Bank, come on. So I'm constantly running into people who are proud to tell me as they're serving me something on my table that they either picked it or helped butcher it or did something of exactly what I'm eating at that moment. I just think it's fantastic.
That connection, that's why we do what we do. To have an individual that's actually managing a bed of radishes or harvesting the radishes, being able to talk to the guest about that experience and that connection, paramount.
And they love it.
Magical.
I've never seen people so excited about pulling weeds. My God, I grew up on a farmette with a big garden, but your servers like it, really do. All right,
Fake it till you make it.
That's right.
You have now Chef Stu, to give you a little visual play-by-play, Dick Gledke style here, has put the cubed pork belly into his individual pop-up frying pan.
What are cubes of pork belly called in French? This is called a lardon.
No, lardon.
Oui, proper. Yeah.
Okay.
Oui, lardon.
No parlez-vous français. Excuse
You got to render it out a little bit. We're gonna put a little heat underneath it. We got our portable butane burner here that I keep in my pocket.
Awesome.
I want to fill the room with the aroma, and I want it to stick.
Yeah.
So when Scott gets back,
He'll
he'll know that I was here and he wasn't.
He'll still smell it. I'm just
What?
marveling at that pan right now because it looks like it's only been used about a few million times.
What beautiful
Well
pumpkin
seasoned.
bread you buttered on both sides and also decided to crisp up a bit in the pan. I now want to cook all of my pumpkin bread a second time. And as you are working on that rendering, I need to take a short break, but just put that sizzle right up next to the microphone so the listeners at home can understand how awesome my job is.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the first things Scott Miller brought up to me when he asked, is it okay that you come fill in while I'm on vacation? He said, Chef Stu will come visit. And I said, that's all you need to say. 9:44, we're back with Epiphany Farms after this. Stay tuned.
It's happening.
That's beautiful.
It's happening.
I just don't even know, without butchering my own pig, where to get my own pork belly. That's one of my other
It's pretty
issues.
readily available now at regular stores.
But do I need to ask for it in advance? It's not something that they're already going to have free.
Bloomington Meats will definitely have it,
Okay.
and Chinoa Meat Locker, Bittner.
Oh, I'm a Bloomington meat store right around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's easy peasy. But do I, when it comes to the high fat content, do I only want a pound of it for dinner for two? Do I want a half a pound?
A pound's gonna be a block like that. So how much would you like to consume is the question.
Does it reheat well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's magical. This is bacon. So this has a 72-hour cure on it,
Mhm.
which is essentially 60-40 brown sugar and salt.
Okay.
And that goes for 72 hours. We rub it. We talk to it every day. Has some aromatics, some herbs in there.
Happy pigs make happy bacon.
I make happy bacon. I'm gonna let it coast and I'm gonna glaze it up a little bit.
Do you need us to open a window at all for the smoke, or are you doing okay?
I'm done.
Okay, because I'm just asking for your sake. We're fine.
Already done.
This is Funk's Grove maple syrup.
God bless you. I sent that to Canadian friends of mine to show them that we know how to make syrup too. And they immediately sent me back some of their maple syrup from Canada that came in a maple leaf bottle. I thought Funk's Grove was better, hands down. They were offended that I would send them syrup. I'm like, but it's Funk's Grove! This is like bread pudding on crack.
Yeah. Great vessel, the pumpkin bread. Very unctuous, and this is squash. This is a kombucha squash.
We're going to talk about that on the air, because
Yeah.
Susan and I are completely mystified. We're going on the air here in 15 seconds. Hold on. 9:47 a.m. Susan Saunders is my name. I am spoiled rotten in the WJBC studios today because, along with Katherine Murphy being so entertaining, Chef Stu Hummel from Epiphany Farms has come in to cook for us live on the radio. Now, if you're not familiar with all things Epiphany Farms, my goodness, are they growing in leaps and bounds every time you turn around. Got the beautiful restaurant downtown Bloomington. It also has a second layer known as Anjou Above, right above it. You got Old Bank out in Leroy. You have downtown Bloomington in the other direction. You've got now the Bakery and Pickle, which is fantastic. Do I still need a password, Stu, for the Bakery and Pickle? That was a big thing in the beginning.
Just throw my name out there, Chef
Alright.
Stu.
Chef Stu, WJBC, you'll get right in.
Password for today.
Well, for a while you guys were doing that beautiful, tasting menu, and now you've got more a la carte things, and you just keep growing. And there is a future restaurant that I'm not allowed to talk about yet because you don't have an ETA that's going to be right up the road here from WJBC. But he has come in and he has been rendering pork belly live on the radio.
It smells amazing in here.
Did you honestly put butter in the pan before you put pork belly in it? I love you.
Yeah,
So keto.
I went there.
You're so keto. Is this why you're so in shape? It's all the high fat content?
All the pork belly I eat, yep.
Very healthy food.
Well, Farm Fitness, that's how we do it.
Now, you are then also putting together in the pan these beautiful pieces of pumpkin bread that you were starting to tell me off the air had some special ingredients in it. Could you take that back to the radio audience about the kombucha?
So we call it pumpkin bread, but kombucha it's a hard squash that is just delicious and delicate once you steam it out or you cook it out. So that's essentially the base of this bread. So I got a little pork belly lardons that we glazed up with the natural cooking liquid or the juice. As well as a little Funk's Grove maple syrup, and then I snapped off a little, we call this epic cheese, which is a cranberry walnut whipped cheese spread.
Lord have mercy.
Please.
And I didn't really bring much garnish, so
That's okay.
hey, next time we need to get some micros growing in the studio, so I have more to
Micros?
work
Yeah,
with.
that's
A
what we
little
should do.
dash
Yeah.
on top.
Instead of Carla, we'll put a little garden box in
She
here.
is a very pretty coral bell.
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't
doing
know you
very
could grow
well.
that inside. Going back to the kombucha, since you grow so many things as you are a farm-to-table restaurant that has gotten international acclaim, or I should say farm-to-table restaurants, plural, are you able to grow kombucha here in central Illinois?
Oh, we grow a ton of hard squash, all varieties,
Okay.
a lot of butternuts, little pans, sugar bears,
Because there's a
all
whole
kinds of fun names.
bunch of crazy folks around here making their own kombucha tea, and I didn't know if maybe they didn't realize they could grow their own stuff. And
Absolutely.
that is the most beautiful poached egg ever. Did you poach it there and bring it here?
I sure did.
Smart man.
Magic.
And then the first thing I did was charge some water in the pan and poured it over the egg just to re-therm is what we call.
Now this sounds incredibly delicious and sparkly on the radio, but the honest question, Stu, before I start eating unabashedly on the radio in an embarrassing type of way, is can anybody else get what we're about to eat anywhere at your restaurants?
Absolutely. This would be an option for our Saturday or Sunday a la carte menu brunch.
Okay. What would they ask for?
This is, I think it's called pumpkin bread, pork shoulder. It's probably the pork shoulder on the brunch menu. And then the descriptor will have the poached egg.
Okay.
It's with hollandaise, which I didn't have an opportunity to whip together this morning. So I just made a little pan sauce. I hope that's to your liking.
No, I think you need to go back to the hollandaise.
Maybe get some
Because
hollandaise, please.
hollandaise is my middle name. I will eat anything. If you put hollandaise on the menu, I will eat anything with hollandaise on it. I just know that I want, but making a good hollandaise is not easy. I am lame. I usually have to have the mix. You probably do it by hand, which is why I know
what
it's
is a
difficult.
mix? I didn't know there was a mix.
There's a powdered mix, and you put some water and some
Shut
butter in. I'm not kidding.
Stop doing
I don't know how. Teach me.
Just
Seriously?
call me.
Just
I will
teach
be.
me
I'll
how to
be
make
Johnny
a
on the spot. I'll
hollandaise.
come to wherever you're at, like
God.
emergency status.
It
Like,
is
all
that
right, I got the kitchen.
I mean, how
It's
to.
that easy. You can even make it in a blender if you're really scared of doing it.
Okay.
That's a secret.
Have we
to
got
I know.
all the pictures here? I have to take my own picture of it, which I will
Aw.
share before I shove my face in it.
You want me to
and
take a
eat
picture
it.
of you holding it?
Oh.
No, I'm gonna put you in the background. 1, 2, 3. That's food porn right there. That's what that is.
Oh, this
Um,
is unbelievable.
I do have to compliment another way you guys do a poached egg on a salad that you have then figured out a way to deep fry tempura style. That is a magical mystery. I've never understood how to do that. They're deep frying a soft boiled egg, and I have taken it home, and it's incredible. What is the secret to that?
There's many layers
It's
of
a
secrets
secret.
around the nested egg that I'm not gonna divulge or go into detail too much, but just know that they're farm fresh. We have
They're really good.
we have a whole team of laying hens, like 750 birds out on pasture just doing work.
Mm-hmm.
I give them the pep talk, like, come on, ladies,
Mhm.
we need more eggs.
Mhm.
We're open for brunch now.
Do they
So-
respond?
Yeah, they clock.
Yeah.
And, they got their mind right. So 2020, I was like, it's got to be your best year.
How many
ladies. So-
roosters for 700 laying hens? You don't
Well,
need as many.
You
Roosters
hope
get
not.
separated,
Yeah,
so
you need no roosters for
the
laying
roosters,
hens.
they're not kind
Mm.
to the hens.
They're rude.
They are rude.
I thought you had to have them nearby for the incentive somehow. I guess I'm wrong on that.
No. There's no.
G's with a G.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Sorry, I didn't have time to heat the plates up. I
Oh,
couldn't figure
Stop
that out.
apologizing. Today is National Compliment Day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Come on at me.
Learn how to take a compliment. Like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my radio life ever
Yeah,
on the
quite
air.
possibly.
Definitely in the studio.
Oh my
What
god.
else? I've
Well,
done some other porky
the very
fun
first time you
things.
came in here, you made lardon for us with what was it? We did have microgreens then, unlike today. But
I do like microgreens.
oh,
I can't even remember what
this
it was.
is amazing. I can't
I
remember.
just can't
either.
even.
I
Okay.
did sausage gravy at one point. I
Yeah,
think.
you've done a lot of stuff in here for us.
Pork belly is inexpensive, is it not?
It
Or is
depends
it
on
pricey?
where it's coming from. I mean, what's pricey to you is not different
True.
than pricey to me. You know, pork's generally in the $3 per pound range, whereas a ribeye or a fillet is going to be like the 13 range.
Yeah.
I am a girl who absolutely adores all things dark meat pork, and you don't realize sometimes that there are darker portions of the pig because you're accustomed to getting very, very pink light ham or your pork chops that are very white, once they're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
But I like going to the dark pinker parts of the pig. Make me all very happy, and this is one of those. But there's such a large amount of fat on it. Are people doing a lot more with pork belly now that they're all being keto and they're like, I can have as much fat as I want?
Absolutely, and keto is really, it's coming to the front line as far as popularity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of individuals that come into the restaurant that are keto. So we accommodate all dietary restrictions at all of our restaurants. So it's like a real challenge to deal out to the chefs. Like, okay, it's keto.
That's not hard to do. The problem is staying as a dieter on keto, because the moment you fall off keto, let me tell you, 10 pounds comes on right quick. Like one potato in, and you're all of a sudden like, my butt grew. That's not cool. So now I'm trying to find the healthy balance between the two. Next big project before I got to end this excitement and go back to shoveling my face full of food, Chef Stu. What's next for Epiphany Farms that we can talk about today?
2020, we're going to be doing a lot of refinement. The farm has a ton of infrastructure that we're moving from the Bloomington farm to the Downs property, which is where the estate is.
Mm-hmm.
Do a ton of events out there.
The wedding hall is beautiful. Concept.
That's what we're talking about.
Beautiful.
We did a 380-person event for March 1st, so that was kind of our biggest event out there last year.
We were there.
We want to keep it growing year over year, and hopefully we'll have another restaurant coming for you.
Yeah, because I can walk home from that restaurant, so I'm expecting your sake level to be high.
That is shall.
Just saying, it's all happening.
And you know the style restaurant we're talking about? This is going to be a Korean barbecue.
I didn't know if I was allowed to say that. That's why I was just like, And can you have sake at a Korean barbecue?
It's soju.
You can blend whatever. Soju? That's what I want?
Soju's Korean.
Thank you.
Fermented rice.
I only have to be near Stu for like 30 seconds before I learn something and get fed. Thank you very much, Epiphany Farms. We'll see you again soon here on WJBC.
Yeah, that was
I'm
fun.
selfish just because I want to eat more, but then I also had to look at the clock going, I got 3 minutes before 9, so we're doing well. I can't believe you were able to port a soft-boiled egg that is still that perfect.
I hope you should have been videotaping. There's all kinds of little pointers you could have been stealing.
I just think
Amazing.
you need to sell masterclass videos.
Yeah. Who's doing the next masterclass? It's like, is it Ramsey?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
You already got some.
I haven't watched any of them.
Well, now
They're not free.
Now the Food Network is doing that. You can buy a cooking lesson on foodnetwork.com or something.
I like when they teach basics, like teach a mise en place, teach knife skills,
Yeah.
right? Teach how to boil an egg. I mean, there are a whole bunch of people.
I
I did, because I watched too much Food Network about all of your preppy. Because once you got all your preppy down, everything else is easy. But
the way of life.
But I am not good at sharpening a knife, so my knife skills are failing in that
Hold the
respect.
knife, move the sharpener. Don't move the knife.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I've gone buying a knife.
Well,
Just drop your knife off.
my knives are too damn expensive for me to keep
Sharpen
going
it.
out and buying new ones. I did.
Um,
I sous vide some brats the other day. They were fantastic.
Just put a
You
little
have a
beer in the
sous vide
I
bag.
machine?
put beer in the bag.
Yeah.
I sous vide them for an hour and a half at 146,
Are
and
you
then
doing DIY sous vide or did you get a machine?
no, I have a machine.
Oh, I'm jealous.
And
don't
then
have one of
I just browned them up in the cast iron. They were fantastic.
those. I
What
have
kind
not
of
done
sous
my
vide
burrito.
circulator do you have?
It's an emerald one. It's not an Innova, I know.
They're pretty, I mean, they're affordable. If they function, that's it.
But
I'm
it's
so
good for
behind, I don't even have an air fryer yet.
what?
I'm sorry.
You're doing great. I approve.
This is, thank you, Stu. I appreciate that. This is just different for me to do this show. It's so different. It's like if you had to go cook at somebody else's restaurant and you don't know where their stuff is.
Oh, yeah.
You know how to
improvise.
cook, but you don't know where all the stuff
Yeah.
is.
That happens frequently.
So you're out of rhythm.
I have so many restaurants, I don't know where stuff is in my own restaurants.
Yeah, where do you get to hang out on a daily basis when you have so many options? Are you
Anywhere I
staying at
want.
home at Epiphany Farms or?
I know where I'm needed. And what determines where I'm needed is probably the amount of business that the respective outlet has.
But are you having to do more teaching and training of other chefs, or are you still
Also,
cooking at all?
Yeah.
Because I know you're a special occasion. Everybody needs to see Stu. You know, so you can't have a fundraiser or do something fancy without seeing Stu. Oh, I gotta do the weather. All right, Stu showed up, cooked some pork, and the fog burned off. Well done. He was cooking the weather for us as we were eating here on the radio. Rain-snow mixture is the forecast for the rest of the day. There actually is a fog advisory through noon, but a high of 34 today with 1 to 2 inches of snow possible on the overnight, which is why you shouldn't be cooking at home tonight. You should do one of two things. You should either make a reservation for one of the fine Epiphany Farms restaurants, or, you know, a lot of their food's very portable. A pizza from Anjou and above with a side of steamed pork buns. That's
Sushi.
my area. Get yourself some marshmallows downstairs with a bottle of vodka and take that home with a side of pork. I'm just talking about food because that's what I do best. We'll see you Monday back here on AM 1230 WJBC. The amazing Mark Strauss is up next.